I'm Dave Zinman. I'm the CEO at Infolinks. I joined the company in March, and we produce a platform for publishers to help make money off their websites by placing ads in non-traditional locations on web pages and targeting people based on the intent of the page, what the intent is based on the page that they're on. Advertisers are trying to reach people with messages that are relevant. When an ad isn't relevant, it's ignored. And so what we try to do is identify what people are interested in based on the content of the page that they're on. And so if we can determine what somebody's interested in based on what they're looking at right at that moment, it's much more likely that the ad that we serve is going to be relevant to that user and they're going to be engaged by the content of the ad. Search is an amazing medium. It's probably the most effective advertising medium ever invented. It's so effective because what it's doing is it's targeting people based on what they're interested in right at this moment. It's not targeting based on what somebody did last week or last month. So when you see an ad in display, when you see a graphical ad and that ad is targeting something you were shopping for last week, which you probably see often, that's the way things work, that's targeting what your intent was last week. But search is targeting what your intent is right at this moment. So a lot of what we're trying to do at Infolinks is bring that same level of discipline of targeting people's intent in real time on web pages when they're not doing a search. I'm going to share some figures that are probably going to surprise people. So in the United States, the industry as collectively delivers about 1 trillion display ads a month. And there are roughly about 200 million users of the consumers of the web in the United States. That means each user sees 5,000 ads a month and 167 ads a day. And I think we all know that most of those ads aren't relevant. And what's happened is every time we serve an ad, it's almost like we're training people every time we serve an ad to ignore this space. And the reason is because the ads aren't relevant and because we're serving too many of them. So that is what's created the phenomenon of banner blindness. Banner blindness is a phenomenon where users don't even need to look at the ad to know they don't want to see it, because they know where the ad is on the page, because the ads are always in the same spaces, and they have learned over time that the ads are irrelevant to them. And so that's why you see click-through rates going down dramatically over time. Used to be, back when I was in this industry in 1998, the average click-through rate was 2% on an ad. Today, the average click-through rate on an ad is 0.1%. And so that means that 99.9% of the time, people are not engaging with those ads. That's a problem. That's a huge problem for the industry, and we need to solve it. There are some simple things that we can learn from the search advertising market to address banner blindness in display. Number one, we need to target people based on the intent that they have at that moment. Don't target what they did last week or last month. Target what they're doing now. Number two, don't serve ads unless you have something relevant to serve. So what we've done in display advertising is we've created an ad space and we've delivered an ad regardless of whether it's relevant or not. So as publishers, the people that control the content and the user experience, we need to take some responsibility for delivering a good user experience and only create the ad space when we have a relevant ad to serve. And number three, we need to make sure that when we're delivering these ads that we deliver them in locations that aren't always the same locations. Users have gotten used to those standard locations, they become bored by them and they ignore them. And so if we serve ads in non-traditional locations on the page, we're giving the ads a better chance to be seen and engaged with.